Well, hello everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Reading with the Chaplain. Just a quick FYI, this will be our last weekly episode of Reading with the Chaplain, but it will not be our last episode of Reading with the Chaplain. I started these kind of as the lockdown really hit for the coronavirus, just as an effort to connect with folks and to hopefully offer some recommendations if people were wondering what to do with extra time, or do we just spend all this time looking at our phones, or can we do something else with it, like maybe pick up a book or get an audiobook or download something on our Kindle that will both pass the time and maybe help us learn a little bit. So with that in mind, I wanted to share with you today a couple of novels from one of my favorite fiction authors of all time. If the book in the background doesn't give it away, it's Michael Crichton. But before I talk about that book, I want to talk about what is probably his best known works of fiction, and that would be Jurassic Park and The Lost World. Now, you've probably seen the movies. If you haven't seen Jurassic Park and The Lost World, you've probably seen the newer movies, the Jurassic World movies. But if you have not gone back and read the novels that those works were originally based on, you are missing out. And this is where Michael Crichton excels, or excelled as an author. He died about a decade ago. But where he really excelled as an author is in taking complex scientific ideas and wrapping them around a compelling story. So you get to the end, and not only have you been entertained, but you have learned a lot, or I wouldn't say a lot, but you have at least started to scratch the surface of what that theory was that he was talking about in the books. In the case of The Lost World and Jurassic Park, it's chaos theory. Now, you heard just a tiny bit about that in the two movies, Jurassic Park and The Lost World. It's really not even mentioned, I don't think, in the Jurassic World movies. But it is a big part of the two novels. And you get to the end and you have some idea of what chaos theory is all about. I opened up the book yesterday as I was thinking about this video today and read a chapter. And man, now I want to go back and reread both novels again. Just because when I read them over a decade ago, I didn't really have the knowledge base to appreciate what Crichton was getting at with chaos theory, but now I think I can appreciate it a lot more. So do yourself a favor, if you haven't read Jurassic Park or The Lost World, go grab those books, download them on your Kindle, download them on Audible, whatever it is, and read those books. You will enjoy them. Now the one behind me, Dragon Teeth. Dragon Teeth was a posthumous novel published under Michael Crichton's name that was from a manuscript that he had previously written before his death. Now, I was kind of hesitant to get it. Anything that's posthumous, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Is it going to leave a bad taste in my mouth after all the many good works of his that I'd read? And I had a long road trip, so I downloaded an Audible version of it, and I listened to it in the drive on the car, and it was fantastic. Now, it doesn't delve quite as deeply into the science or the theories as something like Jurassic Park or The Lost World, but what it does is give you a novelized version of sort of the history of paleontology, or a snapshot of the history of paleontology. And if you've ever kind of wanted to know where some of those dinosaur bones came from, or kind of what the story is behind them, how people got them, this is a great novel for you. It's not super long, so it's probably something you can rip through in a long weekend, but it's enjoyable. And the audiobook's fantastic as well. So let me commend to you these three books, Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and Dragon Teeth. And you may just find yourself going down a Michael Crichton rabbit trail after this and grabbing whatever you can find of his. And you will not be disappointed by his works, especially if you like science and scientific theory. Well, like I said, this is my last weekly version of Reading with the Chaplain. I'll continue to put these videos out periodically. I still have a ton of books that we can go through and that I can recommend to you. I hope that you have enjoyed these weekly episodes. I hope you'll continue to tune in as I will continue to put out regular content on the page. If you have a favorite Michael Crichton book, drop it in the comments below. There's still a couple of his that I haven't read that I need to get to at some point. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great week. Go in peace.